So hey guys, this is Gurpreet. I'm back with another video. So this video we're going to talk about device compliance. So I'm making a series of videos all about Intune. So we have covered the device enrollment. You can just go back and check for the past 3 videos. It is part 1, 2 and 3, which includes everything on device enrollment. And now we're going to start with device compliance. So what is a device compliance? So to give you an example, what is device compliance and how Microsoft actually get everybody to use Microsoft Intune is because of this compliance thing. So since as you know, everybody is almost moved to O365, and O365 is a major email client for every company now at the moment, and they want their devices to be compliant since uh, all the users who are using their mobile, who are using their desktop, laptops, and other devices, they can access their email from anywhere, cross platform, anywhere, anytime. And since the email is something which can have very important corporate data, so the organization wants that to be compliant and to be make sure that everything is safe, and then so nobody is copying or stealing their details or corporate data. And Microsoft come up with a very unique thing to have those devices compliant by using Intune. So basically, if you're using O365 and the organization want that if you want to access your emails using any device, you have to be compliant using the Intune, Microsoft Intune. Now here you have two options. Either it can be MDM, which covers the whole device, or just MAM, which is the mobile application management. Means you have Outlook and all the policies and restrictions and everything will be applied only on the Outlook application, not on the whole device. So to have this compliant, what they've done is they basically have given some options for other all the platforms available. Okay, so let me give you an example. If you have a device and if they set a compliance policy, compliance basically are parameters. If you meet the parameters, you are able to access the email. If you don't meet the parameters, your device will be non-compliant, and an Intune administrator can any time remove your device from the console. Okay, so let me give you an status here, things how it works. So first of all, let me quickly go to the compliance policy setting here. If you talk about the compliance policy setting, so you see some options here. So these settings configure the way compliance service treats devices. Okay, each devices evaluate these as a built device compliance policy, which reflects in device monitoring. So it reflects here. So it says mark devices with no compliance policy assigned as compliant or non-compliant. So if the device there is no compliance policy, it should be non-compliant. Okay, enhanced jailbreak protection, that's for iOS, should be enabled, and compliance status validity period. So let's get into the detail here. So specify the time period in which device must report the status for all compliance policies. So within 30 days the device has to be compliant, otherwise it will be removed from the console. We can see some actions also. So compliance status validity period are the days in which it says if the device is not compliant within this number of days, it will be removed from the console. That can be set here. So I'll show you. Just gonna save this setting for now, and let's quickly go to policies. Alright, so there are no policies at the moment. I'm going to just go and create one, and I'm going to show you all the options available. I think for the compliance itself, there will be more than 3 parts or 4 parts, I'm assuming. So let me just quickly get into this. How do you spell test? Is it so hard? Okay, so we have few options here. The most common used options are Android Enterprise, iOS, macOS if you're managing Mac devices as well. Windows 8, 8.1 and 10 and later. Mostly we're using Windows 10 and later. So basically we're not using, this is obsolete. Android device manager, device administrator is obsolete. We don't use it anymore. because all the settings for device administrator is merged into Android Enterprise, and this will be deprecated. If you talk about Android Enterprise, there are more options, and there are further more options which we don't use anymore. Windows Phone 8.1, we have very few people, very few users using Windows Phone. They're kind of getting obsolete as well. But it's irony that they are promoting their MDM solution, but they're not getting their customers for using Windows Phone. Anyways, we have Windows 10 and later. So the most interesting part here is also Windows 10 and later. So you see all these things are covered. So this option was there only before Windows 10 was introduced, but now they have introduced Windows 10 and later. And we've been asked not to use this anymore because anytime they will be deprecated. Okay, so let's quickly check one of the options and see what all things can be configured. Okay, when you select Android Enterprise, it will give you two options here. It'll be either it'll be for the device owner, that'll be for the whole device, or it'll be just for the work profile on the device. Okay, so if I select device owner, there'll be a different set of policies will be there from device or work profile, I would say. So let's talk about device health. So if you talk about device health, it says require the device to be under device threat level. So there are some levels which you can set, but for now I can just tell you we keep it as medium. That's the best way. And this Google Play Protect, it's kind of a check from Google on the devices for the application installed on them and for other updated applications which they always keep on sending. So this for basic, we keep it as check basic integrity. It's not much of a use, but then it is there, so it is there. Device properties here we can set whether we want to and mention any kind of minimum OS to be there on the device before they install the company portal or the Intune management app, and any security level which is available. So we can set that if you want. System security, this will have some options as well in terms of the password. So here we have password. So require a password to unlock the mobile devices. Of course we need that. Once you do that, all the other options highlighted. Now require password type, we have numeric. So we have numeric, we have complex, alphabetic, and things like that. So we can just set that here. Minimum password length, if you want to have minimum as 5 or 6 or 4, most of the companies keep 6 as minimum. Number of minutes inactive before password is required. For example, you are using your phone, you kept your phone aside and you don't use it for next 15-20 minutes, and if you want to use it, you want to make sure that you enter the password. You were asked to enter the password. So here we can configure it with number of minutes. Let's say if it is not used for 15 minutes, it should ask the password once again. Number of days until password expires, this is basically not rated to AD, but then yeah, most of the companies keep 45 days, 60 or 90, so you have an option here. You can just enter a number here, and there's also a reuse policy some companies apply or not. The one thing which is very important here is the encryption. Now this encryption thing can take some time when you install the Intune application and when it comes back with the result of the encryption to the Intune. So it is normally about a week it takes, on and off. Sometimes I've seen it done in about 3 days or so, but it takes time. So for example, you enroll device to Intune and you start using your applications and you start using the corporate data, and the encryptions start at the back end, and it takes time because it only happens when it's on the charger, or different mobile have different settings. So because Android is on a lot of manufacturers, right? LG, Samsung, OnePlus. So if it's done on the charger or on the Wi-Fi only and things like that, so we keep it as required because it's pretty much a requirement here. And you see we set an option here. So here we have action for non-compliance. You see, if I remember, in the past we've set an action there. So what happens if the device is non-compliant for next 30 days? So it will mark the device non-compliant immediately. Okay, and we can also set a message template which can be sent to the user if the device is non-compliant. It is customizable. We can add it a setting as well, and what you want to do is send an email to the user. You can select a template here and things like that. Additional group recipients for my admin groups who are managing that, and they will talk to the user to fix those devices. Okay, scope tags. So that's pretty much explained already. So let's quickly go and check what is different in a work profile here. So in work profile, yeah, we have some difference here. Rooted device, you want to block it or not. So we should be blocking rooted devices. So the two difference here is I think these three settings here. 1, 2 and 3. So Google Play services is configured, that should be required. There are people not using Google Play service, but I would request them to use it because it is pretty simple and straightforward. When the Google Play service is configured for a device in Android, the applications keep themselves updated automatically most of the time, and you don't face issues here. So it should be required, and up-to-date security providers, it should be required as well. Let's check about the device properties. They will give you the again minimum and maximum OS, and system security will give you the password settings. So here there are some more things. So if we click on required, we get select a password, and a password is required. This is only for the work profile, remember guys. So if you have a password on a device, it's nothing to do with that. The work profile means your applications will have a different password altogether. So let's keep it as numeric complex and required and device security. So here block app from unknown sources. For example, if you have just copied the Outlook application from a third-party website and downloaded the APK onto your device, you will not be able to install it. So we need that. Okay. Company portal runtime integrity. This is also required. It keeps on checking the device company portal every now and then. USB debugging on device, when you connect your device to a USB on a machine and you want to copy something, so here it works. And the minimum security patches if you want that to be installed. Again, the action, I'm gonna save it here. Action for the non-compliance is same. Come on, actions, are you still there? Are you feeling good today? For some reason it's not coming up, but it will be exactly the same what we have. Alright, so this was for Android Enterprise, and I'm gonna make more videos for iOS and Windows 10. So there'll be more 2 videos coming. So guys, this is it for today. Stay tuned and do subscribe to my channel. I try to upload 2 videos every 2 weeks, and I'm trying to also increase my um, lab, just to make sure that in next time in coming few weeks I'm going to try and get you something very interesting on a lab, and we can do the education together. So there'll be one good thing. So guys, so thank you for your time. Do subscribe to my channel. Have a nice day and stay home and stay safe. Thank you.